Previously on New Crits on the Block.
And we see the blue coat Darmot sitting anxiously in an office waiting room as his foot taps on the floor rapidly, kind of off rhythm. And next to him, where you may expect another waiting room chair to be, sits a rather large and familiar item. It is the safe from the Foghound that housed the original spirit of Bazos Baz, the SLH 5000. I'm sure I know who did it. A lurk who goes by the name of Zinc the Stink. He's the only one who could have done it. The chair spins around, revealing a middle-aged, slender man, Holmes, of Sherlock Holmes Securities. Welcome back to New Crits on the Block. That's all I got.
Did the fade out get quieter? I felt like it got louder. You just started whispering.
I was whispering it, but I was getting closer to the mic.
He's
that's
talking
what I
in
mean.
a cave, so it like echoes and reverbs back at you.
Oh.
Yeah, it should have been like blah, 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 blah.
Now that's coming from a seasoned DM, Ben. Maybe you
Yeah,
should take
I
a
know.
note or two.
Yeah.
I don't write any notes. I don't even write the fucking story. I just make it up as I go. That I learned from
copying
Jake.
Exactly.
yeah, so you're learning. Perfect.
I just remember that one time, Jake, I still remember this so very carefully when we decided to sneak into the castle using Christie's druidic powers, turning into a rat. And I remember watching you with your notebook, and you had your notebook and you had a pen and paper, and we were like, wait, instead of us talking to so-and-so, which the DM clearly wants us to do, how about instead we use a druid to create a sewer rat uprising? And I remember watching Jake just flip the page over and throw the book on the ground, and he goes, guess we're just scrapping all that.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate. That's pretty much every episode.
I now feel your pain.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question, Ben?
Yes.
What does remembering carefully mean?
Did I say those words?
Yeah.
Yes.
Could you explain that not so much for me, because obviously I understand. I'm more thinking
Of
of the
course.
listener at home
And me.
and Jake.
Yeah, and me specifically.
Sure. I actually think that makes sense. I think remembering carefully is when you ensure that the thing that you have brought into the forefront of your mind that
It's careful.
Well, that you've done it and you've ensured that the memory that you hold is actually what happened. Because I think sometimes we kind of like vaguely remember things, and then we just kind of go, yeah, like that one time you told me about that thing that happened with the cow, and then in your head you're just like, you rode a cow, and somebody's like, I certainly did not. What are you talking about? And you're like, you told me something about a cow. And then so I think sometimes you have to be careful, especially when you're dealing with situations where people are actually taking what you're saying to heart, and it actually like makes like a meaningful decision. That you have to make sure that you actually have like accurate, concrete data in what you're saying, and you're not just kind of like filling in the gaps, because some things you say really don't matter. They're just kind of, part of the background story. And some things matter, like the window is this big. You know what I mean? You need to remember the size of your window carefully. You don't want to make that number up.
Can I say that I think you're wrong, Ben? And let me posit on how I believe you are wrong. Because that, to me, my friend, is fact checking or just making sure you're not incorrect. Christy, I'm gonna need your help on this one here.
Yes.
I'm gonna need you to just be. Oh, Matt, remember? Just tell me to remember this. Go ahead, set me up.
You remember this one time that I was saying something? Did you remember that?
Okay, hold on. Let me carefully remember it. Okay. Now I'm not remembering yet. I haven't started yet. Okay. I'm beginning to carefully remember.
Okay, be careful.
Careful, easy.
Careful, easy.
It can be. Oh, yeah. It can
I'm
be
scared.
It can be. I know.
Watch out for those memory attacks.
Ah. Okay. It has to be careful. Hold on. Oh, up. Yes, I do remember you saying something.
There you go. That was a very careful remembering.
That's careful.
Is carefully remembering.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell you something, Matt?
Yes, please.
I don't think you remembered carefully enough.
Oh, I
Wow.
could have been more careful. It was just for the the showing. It was just for the example. That was all.
Well, you know what
That's
the
it.
opposite of carefully remembering something is?
Oh,
This is
what's that?
recklessly remembering.
Oh, that's me. That's what I do.
Yeah, that's definitely me and Christy.
There's
I
definitely
recklessly remember
situations where
stuff.
people recklessly remember things. You know, they're just like
Dangerously.
that's when you
remember
don't fact
things.
check yourself. And you
Yes.
just say things that sometimes are problematic.
That's
That
I've got a
happens.
little boo boo.
Wait, Jake, why do you have a tiny little Band-Aid
You've got
wrapped
a
around the top of your
boo-boo.
tongue?
And also,
Oh.
what kind of Band-Aid is that? Bring that up close. Let me
it's
see it.
green.
No, but there's like
It's a-
designs on it.
It's a Band-Aid.
Do you,
But what
are
is
those-
it?
I don't know. It's Zoe's Band-Aid.
What's on it?
Wait, you took a Band-Aid
green-
off of Zoe
What's
and you
the
put it on
pattern?
yourself?
Is it
Green
flowers?
Hygienic.
You can see it. It's green circles. That's literally it. It's just it's literally just green circles.
What's the little yellow things coming off of them?
Just little like sprinkles almost. That's
Sprinkles.
it. It's not it's not like a design. It's just like
Yes, it is because there's like sprinkles and flowers coming off of it everywhere.
there's no flowers. There's not a
What
single
are those?
flower.
Are those peppers?
No,
It
they're
looks-
just circles. They're
It's
literally
like alien with little
abstract
feet.
art.
It's all blurry, Jake. I don't know what to tell you.
You got to do the hand behind it to like.
Yeah, do the
have
hand
it
behind it, like a
focus.
showing off.
Okay, it's
It's
not much better.
No.
I'm gonna need you to get a high res JPEG in the chat for us.
Yeah.
there. That's pretty
They're
accurate.
amoebas.
a high
I need
re-
a glossy JPEG.
A high res Jake peg.
No, I was putting my
JPEG.
my
oh, that
tools
sounds
back.
actually. Never mind.
Ew.
I take that back.
I don't want to know.
Never mind.
Don't Google that.
If I have to have a JPEG, I want it low
Do
res.
not Google that.
Don't-
Jake's like, oh, I've got plenty of those.
don't Google high res Jake peg.
Yeah, it's just
I
a,
almost
just
spit.
a blood blister.
Oh,
Ew.
Jake
I don't wanna
has
see what's
no
under it.
idea
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
Tis but a scratch.
I don't want to see it.
Just a flesh wound.
He got it from his last pegging.
What other
adventure.
type of wound is
JPEG.
there?
He's got a huh?
Mental.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I guess. Yeah, I thought about that. You're like, as you
Mortal.
said it, you're like,
mortal.
Or
I would say a mortal wound is a very
internal.
bad flesh wound.
Emotional.
internal wound.
Yeah. Jake, Jake actually said like mental, emotional. Yeah. Though I didn't think about that at
Well, there's
first.
two
when I
different
was
words,
like,
but
right, but they're
What?
conveying the same concept, which is that you
Yeah,
if I have,
dealt
like-
with
if
like
I
a
have something
psychological
rupture-
trauma.
Rupture inside of me. That's not a flesh wound.
That's part of your flesh. I
No.
don't think flesh means skin.
What else is flesh?
what's
It's
happening
muscle.
right now? Do you guys
I
want my
just-
sad voice news?
I just no.
Yeah,
hold
what's
on.
your sad? Hold on. Yeah,
just-
Christy started out today saying, "I have sad voice news. I'll save it for the podcast." So
Right,
we're all in
right.
suspense here.
Right.
it's sad, but it'll also give you a little cheer of nostalgia. I hope. Are you ready?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, Elwood Edwards today.
Okay, hold on.
Elwood
Let's take a
Edwards.
second. Okay.
Okay. It's
Okay,
not my
who-
fault he named himself that,
All right,
and
let's
it's hard
take-
to
let's
say.
take-
I'm sorry.
hold on,
Wait,
let's just
wait.
take two.
He
We're just gonna
named
take two here.
himself.
We're just gonna take from the top. Here we go.
Elwood Edwards died today at the age of 74. He is known as the voice of AOL, the You've Got Mail guy.
No
way.
He passed away today from a long time illness, unfortunately. But would like to hear the story of how he became.
Wait.
He was ill for a long time. It
Do we
doesn't say
know
on
what
the-
he? Do we know what he had?
He probably had mail. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you've got cancer. Like, is it like
No.
the doctor like deliver it in the AOL voice to him to like help soften the blow?
I wonder. Maybe he
You know
had
what
to
I
do
mean?
it though. They would like
"You've
read
got
this.
rabies."
Yeah.
They gave him the paper and they made him read it.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, in 1989,
Sorry, I just imagine the doctor opens his mouth and it just goes.
can't hear it at all.
Didn't
but
hear any of that.
It'll be great later.
The handshake noise, the
Yeah. You've
Yeah.
got scoliosis.
file's done, but it's just,
but he's dead.
but it's his body. Goodbye.
And then when they shut when they
You hear the little door, dunk.
when they shut the casket.
Oh,
And then
Edward.
Hey, can I just say, is his tombstone just an away message?
oh,
Or unread mail.
No, it's an away message on AIM, on AOL AIM.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's his final away message.
He's all in heaven. Peace out.
Yeah. See you next summer.
Anyway,
We'll be really concerned if it said BRB.
Yeah,
he
BRB.
got this job because his wife at the time was working at AOL. And they were like, we need a guy to like record it. And she's like, hey, Elwood, would you like to do it? And so in his living room, he recorded all of those clips that we know and love. And he was paid $200.
That's it.
That's
No royalties?
It. That's it.
Oh,
As far as I'm
wow.
aware,
He got fucked.
that's all he got.
Yeah,
And he's the
those kind of
voice.
stories I hear. I always feel like anytime
gotta
there's
get
a
royalties.
story like that where somebody's like, "Oh yeah, I just like recorded a thing for like $50 and I signed a piece of paper and then it turned into like a national phenomenon." Like, there should just be a law somewhere that says, "Yeah, you get retroactive royalties if any of your stuff ever turned into like a multi-billion-dollar thing."
Well, that's why you always
He
He
didn't
wrote
sign anything for it. It was just like a quick little, hey, we got this startup happening. Let's do it. And away they went. So that's the story. That's my sad voice news.
imagine how many hot $5 meals he can get at McDonald's.
I
with that.
really didn't know where you were going when you were saying
I know.
hot
I was like,
five, when you were
hot?
talking
I didn't
about the
either.
AOL.
Elwood,
the days of
no.
chat rooms. I was
He's
like,
a married man.
Well, yeah.
Can you imagine the insult that you had to suffer every single time you got mail? Like, and you were him. You had to hear your own voice. And
I think that'd be cool.
I think
except
it
for
was
the
cool.
fact that it's a reminder that you completely got fucked on your deal. And like,
Yeah.
Well, where are they now, you know?
Dead.
AOL, I'm sure they converted into another business and probably
bought by
Comcast
somebody.
now or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Yahoo bought him.
Yahoo bought him.
Okay, and then somebody
He
bought
did
Yahoo
deserve more than
and-
$200. I think we can all agree that
Right.
definitely
Yeah.
not enough money. But like, how cute of a thing to just be like, hey, here's a microphone. You're sitting on your couch. Just record these voices for me. Welcome. And then he's like, good.
Nice.
All right.
Good.
Next one.
I have an update. Flesh is the soft part of a person or animal's body between the bones and skin. So it's not even skin.
Yeah. So therefore, if you had an internal wound between your bones,
That is a
And
flesh
your
wound.
skin, that's a flesh wound, I guess.
no, yeah, that would be a flesh wound. But if you had an internal like organ burst, that's not a flesh wound.
All right. Well, before we get started, I do have one banter topic we do need to get into. And that banter topic is car talk. We're going to talk about cars because I got a new car. So,
What'd you get?
yeah, I got a new car. So this episode is brought to you by the 2024 Volkswagen Atlas with
Hey.
all-wheel drive.
Oh.
The 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine delivers a powerful 269 horsepower. Its spacious third row allows you to seat all of your family members, and we're not actually sponsored by them. This is all a parody. We're not getting paid. I don't know why I'm...
A parody.
Yeah, I don't think it's a
I do
You
think
have to make it
legally
funny
have to
for
say
it to be parody.
yeah, I was like, I don't
Yeah.
think that's a parody if you're just
What color?
stating-
What color is it?
How much should we pay for you to say that?
Yeah.
We?
This is
I imagine the
costing all of
conversation was
us
something
money.
like,
yeah.
hey, I can sponsor my podcast. Like, oh, well, how many listeners do you have? Well, I don't know, like 20. Like, no, I'm sorry. Like, well, how about I give you a little more and I could say it anyway?
Oh, I paid them.
Yes.
Yeah,
Out of
no,
our-
my car was just destroyed and needed to be in 2 months behind on registration and wasn't going to pass smog. And I was just like, all right, you're done. And I was returning to work. And so I had
Get
to
'em,
like
police,
buy a
get 'em.
car in like a couple days. So yeah, I got an Atlas just because they're about as big as you can get with a mid-size SUV without it being considered a full size. So
Yeah,
that's kind of what I was shooting for.
What color?
It's white. It's white with a black interior.
Basic.
Kind of the standard thing.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I had that new car issue though, because cars are now like cell phones. They all have touch screens and shit. So
Is it
like
brand new?
It's 2024.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't hear the year.
Yeah. So now I have that situation where it's like, well, I don't know how to drive this, just like I don't know how to use my phone. So anywho,
Took us about a month to get. I mean, we have a 2018 Highlander, and it took us like a month to get used to everything.
Like, what does this button do? I hope it doesn't make
Yeah.
us explode.
I would take it
Explode.
to hockey, and I'd call her, be like, "Our car, it drives itself. I swear to God."
I'm like, please don't. Please stop.
It's just I've never had a new car ever. I've always bought a used car, so it's a weird situation for me. And then of course I'm just terribly paranoid about it.
Well, now it's not new anymore. It's used. So feel at ease.
That's not how that works on my emotional level.
The second you drove it off the lot, it became used.
Yep.
And price dropped like $10,000.
Yeah, not that much actually, because I was looking at used cars and they're really not that much cheaper.
Well, right now used cars are overpriced, I feel like.
Well, they've come down. The value of our car, it's stupid cheap now. We way overpaid for it.
This has been Car
You hush
Talk.
now. You hush now.
Matt, what do you drive?
I drive a 2016 Toyota Camry. A very sensible, middle of the road, reasonable, solid car. It's paid off. Got
Really
no
hope you
payment
drive
on
in the
it.
middle of the road.
I drive it right in the middle of the road. People see me coming from both directions. Honestly, it's more safe, to be honest.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That way everyone knows you're there.
That's how you know
You squeeze right through them.
I squeezed right through them, and I said honest twice in the same sentence, so you know that's.
Well, it also helps when you have
Jack.
police sirens mounted on your car, blaring all the
I
time.
do have police sirens running on the car, blaring all
Yeah.
the time. I have.
I am actually a police officer.
While it's kind of crazy too, he leaves it on while he's parked at home. You guys can't hear right now, but it is blaring in the background.
blaring. I have a foghorn on my car.
Oh, you
Do
just
you have a leghorn?
yeah, you just have
I have,
foghorn.
I have a
Leghorn.
foghorn on my car. I have a leghorn on my car. I have a cow catcher on my
Stupid.
car.
Well, you have the bullhorns
So
too, mounted on the front, right?
I have the bullhorns.
Yeah.
All right. Well, one last piece of business. I have a cold. So just so you know, everyone in Duskfall for the next 4 episodes has a cold. So
Well,
When
it
they
is
all
cold
start-
season.
yeah, when they all start coughing, that's why. But something tells me Duskfallians are anti-vaxxers, so that's not a big shock, I guess. As I was saying, I've spent some time studying this tome, and I can confidently say one thing. It is unreadable. The phrases and words are nothing I have seen before, and in fact, I think it might be more of a original code of some sort than a dead language. Without the knowledge of the original writers, we would be unable to translate it. Its knowledge lost to time, and our fates sealed by a cage that we can neither comprehend nor control, or least escape. It's too bad there doesn't exist some sort of ancient relic that's rumored to assist its user in the comprehension of uncomprehendable things.
No, that sucks.
And then he stares at you knowingly.
Do we have that? Is that what you're saying?
We don't have it. However, I do know someone who does.
Okay, who and where
And how?
and why?
We've done this joke in the previous episode.
And when?
And we'll do it again. It's called a callback.
You have shown great faith in me by allowing me into your fold, so I will tell you this. My
Gross.
original That is literally your business. You are a
Not-
prostitute.
Not mine. Mm-mm. I'm an escort. A companion.
Tit for tat.
Also gross.
You have shown me great faith by allowing me into your fold. Don't say it again. So I will tell you this. My original employers who hired me to find the book
Gross.
were an organization called the Circle of the Flame.
I thought it was the Order of the Flame. I wrote that wrong.
Did I already talk about this last time? I can't remember.
Yes,
that
I
episode
have-
hasn't come out yet.
I have notes.
Great. Well, I don't remember what I said, so I'm going to say it again.
Order of the Flame.
Circle of the Flame.
Okay.
That is definitely the name. They had me do many other jobs in the past, including a job where I was to find an ancient talisman known as the Eye of Qatar. Apparently, the eye allows a person the ability to gain knowledge on a subject with greater understanding than what they should normally be able to do so. I say we permanently borrow this item from them.
Sounds good to me. Where do we go? Mark it on the map. Let's go.
The Circle of the Flame is a refined secret society of antiquarians and scholars. However, this gentleman's club is a cover for extortion, graft, vice, and murder. Standard Duskfall bullshit.
Sorry, is it circle or order? I just want to make sure I get that right.
It is Circle.
Okay.
Sorry, is it blame or flame?
Flame.
Is it of or the?
Of.
And is Qatar spelled with a Q or a K or a C?
Wait, hold on. It's the Circle of. So it's the and of.
Mm.
And Qatar is spelled with a K.
Okay, 1A or 2 or
Kotar.
So can we call him Kof for short? COF?
Qatar?
Oh, for the Circle of the Flame.
Or Tkoff?
Usually you remove the first the in the.
Okay, so it's just Kof. Or Kof.
Or coof?
No, or
Regardless of whatever you call them, they are a well-established, dangerous, connected, and most importantly, wealthy organization that operates here in Six Towers, out of a local gentleman's club known as the Cerulean Club. I said that wrong. Centrulia Club.
Oh, the other one. Was
Oh, I
much
thought it was
better.
like a blue.
like as a
club.
blue. Yeah, like it was just a nice
Yeah.
rich blue.
You know what? Fuck it. It's going to be called the Centrulean Club.
I don't
You
know.
didn't even say that right that time
Wait,
though.
What did I say the first
Is it
time?
cerulean
So, hold
or
on,
is
hold
it
on. Which one? What is
centrulean?
it? Hold on.
It's whatever we decide it is. Do you like cerulean?
I like cerulean. It sounds real nice.
The great thing about this game is you get to make it up as you go. Cerulean it is.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
yeah,
I
that
spelled
sounds real nice.
Cerulean, but I'm going to keep it that way. So
The club has numerous members of various ranks. However, the highest ranking members are the Council of the Seven. Truly powerful people in Duskfall sit in these positions, and even I don't know all of them. I am one of the members, but more I am hired by them to go out and acquire certain things for them, such as...
So are you one of the 7 or is there
No.
7 and additionally there's you?
There are 7 leading members, and then there are numerous other members of lower ranking orders below.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
I am a lower ranking member, but that is mostly just to allow me to come and go without speculation. Mostly I am hired by one of the founding members, I do know a few of them, one of the Council of the Seven, to find various things for them, complete jobs, take care of people that cause them problems, or hunt down spooky books in old libraries to return to them.
Okay. Just so I'm getting this lore dump correct, we're looking for the Circle of the Flame that has the Eye of Qatar, and they hang out in the Cerulean Club that is run by the Council of the Seven.
All of that was wrong. No, it was all correct. Yes, you got it right.
There's just a lot of associations here. I just want to make sure I'm
It really
understanding.
is. It really is, yes.
Okay.
There's a reason why I try not to lore dump on people in episode 1, because they just gloss over.
Just having a
However,
hard time not doing that now, but I'm trying my best.
at some point, I do have to introduce people within the city, and you have to understand that you are not the only people who exist.
questionable.
Well, when you're done with them, Arlo, oftentimes you are the only one who exists. Regardless, attempting to sneak into their facility or have a frontal assault would probably be tantamount to suicide, as they are a well-established and well-funded organization. They literally have their own private military. They hire people like myself to go out and commit various illegal acts on their behalf. So we should be careful in how we deal with them. My recommendation is that you allow me to introduce you as new associates of mine, and we can try to convince them to let you further into their organization, maybe grant you basic membership at the lowest tier, and that will allow us to at least get inside unmolested, where we could then liberate the eye from them. Does this seem like something that you would be interested in doing?
So, in what way is the Circle of the Flame related to the Council of the Seven?
Oh, the Council of the Seven is merely just a fancy title for the 7 people who run the Circle of the Flame.
I see. Okay.
Yes.
So
the
they're
Circle of the
also-
Flame is the faction, if we're using game terms. The Council
Okay.
of the Seven are just 7 people who have their head up their ass because they have power and they run it. They like titles.
Okay.
Yes. And they operate out of the Cerulean Club, which is
Yes.
just the name of a building.
Understood. Thank you.
Of course.
Yes, I think that sounds like a good plan, right, everyone?
Styx proceeds to push away a piece of paper he has that has 42 other names on it. And that's all I have to tell you about them.
Okay, that was a lot.
It really was, and I apologize. I actually, believe it or not, toned it down a bit.
I would write down all this information, but I don't know how to write.
Your DM will happily just remind you if you need
If
it.
only we would
He's not-
record this conversation.
That would be wise, wouldn't it?
So at this
I have it
point,
down. I understand.
yes, at this point, you guys need to pick the score type and the specific detail associated with it. We have assault, deception, stealth, occult, social, and transport.
We've been very good at us. Stealth, thank you.
Yeah.
Sneak.
He
Got
did,
so
however,
excited then couldn't
See how
say
much
it.
I've been paying attention.
Yeah. He did, however, specifically state that trying to sneak in or barge your way in would probably be not a great idea, and that his recommendation was to have you come inside and have him introduce you as like new members.
Yes. I think
So deception.
social
So-
or deception.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was aiming for.
Well,
But,
maybe
you know,
a
you can't just say,
sprinkling
fuck it,
of
I'm going
stealth.
to charge it. I mean, you can do that.
Well, just a sprinkling of stealth.
There will be a sprinkling of stealth, I'm sure. Don't
Oh,
worry.
I'm sure. A reminder that none of these ever stay just that. There's always something that happens.
Reminder
A
too,
sprinkling of assault.
Arlo does have black hair now that's slicked back with like new fancy clothes.
Whoa, how'd you do that?
I didn't.
He's been standing here like this the whole time. You guys didn't even compliment him.
It's my new look.
We did a makeover while we were away.
It suits you.
Are you happy with how you look?
Arlo looks over at Amir. It's just hair.
Okay, well, it looks fine.
He's much less jarring now to behold, I think.
I mean, not a bad thing to do if you're planning on going into an organization that's powerful and pretending to be new members if you don't want them to know who you actually are.
Oh, that's
So-
yes, that is why I did this. Definitely not any other reason.
Definitely not to get laid.
I will be disguising myself as well. I think the two of you should do the same.
Gobbledygee, gobbledygoo. I had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you did too.
What's up, everyone? It's your favorite player, Matt, coming to you with something that I really wanted to express from the deepest depths of my heart and soul. So I hope you really appreciated that. Yes, you are here at this week's middle break. Thank you so much for listening to the show thus far. If you want to hear more poetry like that, there's a couple things you can do to help this podcast continue and grow so you get more incredible content like that. First and foremost, subscribe, rate, and review to our podcast wherever you get our podcast from. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever podcatcher you use, we're obviously there. So go there, hit the subscribe button, download all the episodes, leave a 5-star review, and then write a little synopsis about why you like the episode so other people who stumble across a podcast might see it and think that they would enjoy it too. Also, make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. You can find us on Twitter at New Crits and on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at New Crits on the Block. We're always posting content there. It's your best way to stay up to date on all things New Crits. What you can do to help us there, post those pieces of content to your own stories, your feeds, tag people. We're only growing through word of mouth right now. So doing that really does go a long way. I promise you, it means the world to us. And one of the ways we like to give back and show our appreciation is we have a Discord. Yes, it is a Discord for all things New Crits, but not all things New Crits. You can go in there and talk to the cast, talk to the fans, talk about the show, or you can just come in and hang out. It is a safe, inclusive space that we've cultivated over the last couple of years, and we're so happy with the amazing community and fan base we have in there. If you're not a part of it yet, well, what the heck are you waiting for? You might be thinking, well, Matt, I want to help you do all these things, but how do I get to all the places that you just mentioned? Well, from our link tree, of course, linktr.ee/New Crits on the Block will get you to all the places that I just mentioned and some places I didn't have time to mention. linktr.ee/New Crits on the Block. It is your central hub for all things New Crits. All right, everyone, let's get you back into this week's episode. Thank you so much for listening. As you know, we come out with new episodes every single Monday. That ain't stopping anytime soon. So let's get you back into this one, and we will see you next week. Until then, be safe out there. Be excellent to each other. We love you all. Bye-bye.
Very good. So you guys are thinking like Deception Social?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, in the book, when it talks about planning a score, you need to pick a detail. So the detail of social is like, what is your contact point? I mean, I think that would just be sticks, right? And then I think deception, the contact point is, deception, the specifics is the method of deception. So it's kind of one and the same. So we can say this is a social deception. It doesn't really make a big difference in regards to like how the score goes down. It just, I have to know kind of what the plan is going in. This is purely just to help.
For advancement, don't we have to make sure we hit certain goals that we set out to do when we're
Oddly enough, not really, because your goals for your
characters. Is that just for our character?
Yeah, and then as for the organization, like as for, your the name of your crew, which we've decided we're calling the Bound, although you can always change it if you wish to.
I still love the Lone Wolves.
Well,
I know those.
No, we have a longer name.
I still like Rufus's Goofuses.
We have the Knights of the Square Book is what we are full time.
Oh, yes,
that's
right. The Knights of the Square Book.
Which I wrote down.
Got it. I'm going to go ahead and write that down. You seem like you're very interested in the Knights of the Square Book.
Oh, I put it on my sheet. Did I not put it on the crew sheet?
I'm doing it right now.
I don't know, but I love it.
I forget. I need it. Yeah, I guess I just was wondering if the crew leveling had the same kind of thing where we needed to.
Nah, it comes down to your, because you're shadows. So just being like stealthy deceptive is how you level up.
Are we shadows
that's right.
or we are
So we execute. We have to execute.
Your shadows. I'm giving you like the ability to take occult special abilities if you want to.
Yeah, we're thieves, spies, and saboteurs.
Yeah.
But we have different goals for crew advancement. That's what I was wondering if that.
Yeah, your crew advancement is
with
burglary, espionage, robbery, or sabotage. You're going in there to steal something.
Yeah,
and we're doing
all
espionage
those things.
technically because we are pretending to be people.
And
we
you're-
aren't.
I'm just making sure we were doing the right thing.
Yep. That is one thing I will say I'm not a huge fan of with how this game works is that when you pick a crew type, it's like, oh, well, you're bravos. So your job is just to be like thugs. And then you're like,
Not
what if
everything.
not
Well, it
every
gives
problem
you-
is a nail.
You have bonuses for doing things that are in line with what you do. Doesn't mean you can't do other stuff.
Right, but when you don't do those things, you don't get crew XP. So it's like this natural
you can
desire to like
beat
gear
people up
towards it.
and steal something.
Yeah. I just I'm not ever going to be like, wow, that was amazing role play. Great job. But it's not what your character is built to do. So therefore you don't get anything from it. You know what I mean? If you guys do cool shit, I'll give you cool shit because that's the point. That's just one of the things I've never really liked about games that like pigeonhole you to a certain like.
True.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm just trying to be mindful of the things that advance our XP so that
Right.
we are hitting those notes.
do good role play and have fun, and I will advance shit. And if
Gotcha.
you feel like I'm being unfair, argue with me, and I'll give it to you because I'm kind of a pushover.
Don't worry, we will.
All right. So we picked the thing, Deception Social. Now, if you guys wish to, you can roll to gather information and just tell me how you do it. Anybody can do it. You know, do you stake the place out? Do you put in some leads to try to find out more about the people who work there? Do you get new? Do you do super cool like disguises? Like, how is it that you do a thing to advance you moving forward?
I think we're going to do disguises, right? Unless anybody has.
Yeah.
Arlo's already disguised.
Are we-
so.
Do we choose our load at this point or no?
Yeah, you can roll to gather information first if you wish to.
Oh, okay.
I think you're technically supposed to
Um,
choose load for it first, but whatever.
I mean,
I don't care. I would say it would be more beneficial to you guys to gather information first because then you kind of know what
I
you're
would
getting
use
into.
Sway to like talk to some people around that I might know are involved in or go to the Cerulean Club to try to get some info. I'm
That
sure I
makes
have
sense.
some clients that are fans of that club.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. That is,
Okay.
you are a higher end person, and this is a higher end club. You would have the most contact. So yeah, go ahead and roll your sway. You don't get any extra dice. Don't worry about controlled or any of that effect. It's just we just want to see what you get.
Okay. I got a 4, a 6, and a 6.
That
Nice.
is a critical success.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm hella good at that.
Yeah. Wow. So I've written down on my notes that if you get a 6 or greater, you get great info plus a bonus to your engagement roll. So when you go to make your engagement roll, you're going to have more dice, which is important. And the info that you receive. So what do you think you do? Do you go to like another club that you know of and talk to people, or do you meet
Yeah, I
some
think I'd go
clients?
out. Yeah, I'd basically, take a couple clients or at a club and kind of just like hang around talking to people and asking questions about it kind of casually as I'm like fishing for a client kind of vibe.
Yeah. I mean, being in a high end place, you play this what's it called, a grift, right? Like
Yeah,
perfectly.
I'm interested in getting some new clientele. I'm gonna fill my dance card, if you will. So I'm
Yeah.
looking for who would be a good.
Your Rolodex.
Matt's laughing because
Spot
he
to
remember.
hit.
Yep, Matt's laughing because you remember the name of the Rolodex.
Yes, my Rolodex. I got a couple new sheets to add.
Yeah. You go to some other clubs over in like Silk Shore. We don't need to role play you getting there and getting back or anything because you know those areas. And in the process of doing so, you overhear people drunkenly talk about, other clubs they go to. And one of those pieces of information that you receive is somebody you buy this guy drinks and he gets just sloppy drunk with you, and you just pump him for information, and he tells you
Phrasing.
everything.
Easy.
He tells, you decide how.
Well, he pumps
you
you
decide
full
what
of
kind of
information.
pumping is happening, but the end result is
Nope. We're
I'm
not
just
doing
saying-
that.
well, I'm just saying she decides. But the end result is that you find out everything there is to know about this club. The usual people who go there, its hours of operation, the dress code inside, what is couth and uncouth, and you get a general vibe that yes, this is generally considered a gentleman's club, but they have females there. It's a place for, successful people who deem themselves to be of a higher standard than the usual riffraff of Duskfall. It doesn't mean that there's not people there who are not necessarily wealthy, but still successful in their own way. So moving forward, we're going to do the engagement roll now, and you're also going to pick out your loads. So
I'll pick a load for you.
Do I need to, Ben, do I need to note that I get like an extra roll or extra dice for doing so well on this one? Or is that like, how did that work when you mentioned that earlier?
When I'm going to make you roll your engagement roll in a second here, I'm going to tell you how many dice you have. And I have a list here that says how many you get based upon.
Okay, gotcha. I didn't know if it was going to be for later rolls.
Nope, it's going to happen in a second. It says right here, +1 if info gather successful. So I already kind of planned that out.
Gotcha.
Yeah, now you're going in there for like an interview, essentially. Styx has managed to talk to the people he knows there, and he says he has some people that he'd like to bring in who could be helping him with other jobs. He's basically has told some people that, like, I got some people I work with and they're going to work with you too, but we need to get them, base membership in the club so they can come and go without, speculation from other members. Everything's secretive. And so they're like, yes, of course. So you're set up with an interview with some people to make sure that your membership is approved, because they can't just let in any riffraff. I mean, they can't. Sure, they trust Styx, but they gotta check you out. So, given that you're going in for an interview, I'm just gonna go ahead and say you probably shouldn't go into a gentleman's club.
I'm going heavy load.
Decked out for full blown war.
I'm bringing 2 pistols, a rifle, 3 knives.
Well, it's not. I mean, people carry weapons. That's not weird. But people usually don't walk into a gentleman's club wearing like full-blown body armor with, a shotgun. So you are, at least I hope not. You can pick, whatever you want, but I'm going to tell you if you go heavy, you will be under additional scrutiny.
So normal is okay.
You could probably pull off a normal. You're always going to have more scrutiny the higher your load.
What do you guys think? Should I go normal?
Aren't we going as members of this thing who would assume be also kind of geared out as well? Like, would it be unusual if we're trying to join this organization that we'd have a little bit more stuff on us that wouldn't cause so much suspicion?
Yeah, it would definitely cause a lot of suspicion if you went heavy, unquestionably.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So I'm feeling like normal would be
you can pull off normal.
Expected?
I would say you can pull off normal, and light. You're going to be less likely to be suspected. But don't forget, you're trying to get something in there that you're not supposed to go get. So at some point, you're going to have to do a little bit of stealth and sleuking around, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or a full blown assault from the inside. I don't know. That's up to you. So if you want to go in normal and start wrecking shit left and right when you got time, I mean, you can do it. I'm just telling you that, depending upon what you plan to end up doing, your load could benefit or hinder you. You don't know what's going to happen. So usually what you guys do is you kind of do, one of each, and then it all works out. But up to you.
I'm picking my stuff right now.
Well, don't forget, you don't have to pick all your individual items. You just pick light, medium, or heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right. And then I can use whatever I want once I get there. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It's all
I
designed
mark
to
them
make
once
it
I've used them.
That's right.
Got it.
Light,
Okay.
medium, or heavy. And anything
Okay,
that's
I'm going-
italicized, you can just get for free whenever. Doesn't count
Yes,
as an added number.
Got it.
Okay, so you guys got your stuff?
Yep.
What did you all pick?
Arlo picked normal.
Yeah, I'm going normal.
I think, Zinc would as well.
Okay, and then Rufus, I didn't hear you.
Well, I was going to go light.
Okay,
Why?
that's fine.
Well, just to lessen the amount of scrutiny I'd get, because I don't think I can. I don't have any points in sway or anything, so I need to be able to look like I belong and not
Okay.
kitted to the teeth.
I'm the Gru's bodyguard, so I mean,
Yeah, Arlo usually is able to just, play off the whole I'm a fighter thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we'll
I like
see
it.
what happens. I'm not, again, I don't have any plan to screw you guys because I'm haha, you picked the wrong one. And now I got my targets on you. No, it's just, we'll see what happens.
question,
Yes.
and more so towards the group. Are we using our normal names?
I don't think we should. I think we need to go in disguises here. I think we need to pretend to be other people.
Fun. What's everyone's?
I'm pretty well known around here, so I don't want to like damage my reputation if any of my clients are in there. I need to be in disguise.
Yeah.
So I've got a wig on. I'm wearing different clothes.
Let's do this. Because your engagement role kind of comes down to your ability to get inside, and your ability to get inside is coming down to how well you fit in. I want somebody to roll the engagement roll. And based upon that roll, you guys tell me what your names and stuff are. Because if you roll really bad, I'm going to expect bad names.
If we roll bad, my name's Marlo.
I was going to do something similar.
So I want somebody to do a fortune roll. And what this is the engagement roll is just you get 1 dice no matter what for sheer luck. Because you have to roll dice. Otherwise, And then if the plan is particularly bold or daring, you get 1 point. I'm going to say this is pretty bold. You're going into an organization that is stronger than you and trying to do stuff to them. Sticks is your contact point. So that's another dice. And then you have the info gather bonus that you critical success on. So I'm going to give you 4 dice to this. Four dice. That's
okay.
Big. So I want you to roll somebody to roll 4
Is it roll
dice.
engagement or roll fortune? Because there's 2 on the cruise
If there's
sheet.
engagement, then click that. I didn't even know
Who
there
wants
was
to roll?
Who's feeling lucky?
You've been rolling hot here, Christy. So
Yeah,
I
that's
want
You're
I don't know
hot.
I don't
if
want to take it off the hot
continue.
hand.
Oh, we'll see. We'll find out right now.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, let it ride.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
I
when you hit roll
how
engagement,
many?
it just asks you how many dice. I'm giving you 4.
We're putting it all in black
4,
right
okay.
now. Let's go.
I was going to give you 3 just to start with. You already had a pretty good
Okay.
chance. But I've seen this
All
go
right.
bad, so let's go.
Oh God, I'm scared. Okay, here goes.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Okay.
Okay.
I got a 3, a 5, a 5, and a 5.
Yeah. So what are all your, I'm going to say that you do a fine job disguising yourselves. I mean, you, under extremely careful scrutiny, someone could tell that, you were trying to pass yourself off as someone else. But as you guys do a good job being, getting in there. And I'll tell you what happens in a second. But give me your fake names. Zinc, who are you going in as?
I'm going in as Wilbur Expose.
Wilbur Expose.
Wilbur.
That's right. It's me, Wilbur.
I have no idea how to spell expose, so I'm just going to.
Expose. Exactly. That's why you can never trace me anywhere, because no one knows how to spell my last name the same ever.
Excellent. Okay, I wrote that down. Who wants to go next?
Not all at once, guys. Easy.
We don't all have a list of names like you to pull from.
I don't have that came off the top of my head.
Arlo.
There you go, Arlo.
Arlo. I'll go by Mark.
Just Mark.
Just Mark.
Okay.
Okay. My
This
name's
is
gonna be Bobby Boucher.
Oh.
Bobby Boucher. Okay. And last but not least, Lila. Who you going in as?
I'm going to be Stephanie.
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 No last name?
Blue.
Stephanie Blue in the Cerulean Club.
Yeah.
Are you just
That doesn't-
looking at things and making a name up like
Stephanie Blue.
Stephanie Blue.
It's nice to meet you. I'm Charrington Window Treatment.
That's a
That's
very
me.
mean name though. Charrington
rec-
Window Treatment is
Yeah.
100% a name I would use.
It is.
I recently installed shutters on that big window I put in. So, and then my daughter, within less than 24 hours, broke one of the shutters.
Sounds about right.
Because
Ben,
children.
my name is spelled like Boo Shays and BOO Shay.
Oh,
Oh, spooky.
Very good.
very spooky.
Boucher.
Mm.
Boo. All right. So in regards to, you are technically in a risky position because you rolled 5s.
I know my last name. It's Wahlberg.
Good job.
Mark Wahlberg.
Of
Got it.
course.
The most famous of Marks, one
Yeah.
might
Yes.
say. Matt, what was your name again?
I thought you were going to say my last name is E. Mark.
Mark.
Mark. Mark.
Mark.
I wrote them all on your sheets. So if you look at your sheets,
Yeah,
you'll
I'm
see it.
Wilfred Expose.
And Mark Wahlberg.
Is it? I just spelled expose.
All right,
expose
Mark
and then
Wahlberg.
dash A. Expose A.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
wrong.
I'm sorry, Jake. I'm sorry. Your name? Whom?
Mark Wahlberg.
Whom?
I don't get it.
All right, it's a meme.
Oh,
He said it in a movie once, and they turned it into a thing.
With whom?
So you're technically in a risky position. You get to the front, and Styx is there with you, and you realize that there's one way in and one way out of this gentleman's club. You can't seem to sneak in. It's clearly designed to be a controlled environment. And there's a bouncer up front. And Arlo, you know this guy's a bouncer because you're a bouncer. I mean, like, you just very quickly are able to identify his job. And when you get there, he knows you're coming, but he's still just not quite letting you in. All right, so I'm sorry, what? Listen, Styx, you know the deal. I can't let anyone in.
anyone?
And Styx is arguing with him. I'm not going to role play with myself, back and forth. How do you guys convince this guy that you are supposed to be here?
We can either sway him or command him.
Well, what if I just show him how prominent my top hat is?
Yeah, I mean, that's
I mean, you could try that.
Watch this. And I'm gonna huff my way up to the front. Step aside, please.
He looks over. Zink is a short man, right?
Yes, but my tall hat again is exceptionally prominent.
Right. So he's looking
You
at
see.
your top hat, and then he has to scan down towards you. As I was telling your associate, we simply cannot just allow anyone to come inside.
Of
You need
course.
an invitation.
An invitation.
I am not an educated man.
Oh, okay. Is that like an invitation that was invented?
Yeah.
Like an
It's what happens when you invent the word invitation when you're trying to say invite.
Now, let me say this, my good man. I believe the word you are looking for is invitation. And then I point at the top hat. I know words. I got a top hat. Obviously, I'm supposed to be in here.
How does one get an interview if one cannot enter?
We don't need one because, again, I know words. And again, prominent top hat.
He seems
Also,
almost.
wait. One more. Hold on. Let me just grease the wheels a little more here, okay? My last name is also Expose.
How could
Now-
you deny that?
Now tell me anyone in there right now has anything better than those three things that I just said.
He seems exhausted by dealing with people like you. And something tells you that he's had to deal with people like you before. What do you roll to make this man allow you inside?
Didn't think
you forgot
about
that you have to
that
roll
one,
dice,
did you?
didn't you?
Prowl.
Me?
Homie?
Me
Yeah, the
personally?
one doing the thing.
Yeah, the one doing the thing.
I'm gonna roll. Let's see.
Realizing
Hold
he
on,
has
just
no
hold
points in
on.
resolve.
Mm-hmm. Or
I do have-
anything.
I have one in sway.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
there you
Which
go.
Well-
would make the most sense. I would try to say finesse because I'm trying to finesse my way inside, but that's
Well, hold on. Maybe is there some way you could argue that you do something?
You did subtle
finessefully?
misdirection by
I did
pointing
do
at the
some
hat.
direction. Yeah. Question.
Yeah.
Ben, does he have as he's taking people's invitations, where's he keeping them?
Oh.
Most of the people he knows and he just allows inside. So, the invites are more like he has to be notified that people are coming in. So he doesn't really have paper invites anywhere. but he does have like a list that he has in like his like jacket pocket, and he pulled it out and like read it down as you were giving names, and he kind of just like shook his head like you're not on the list, you know what I mean, and put it back.
Okay. As I am trying to have him look at my top hat, I am going to try to give him the old reach around, which is a name in the business. It's not anything what you're thinking.
Yeah, I'm
It's
sure
just-
Zink would
it's-
never perform a reach around on
No,
a
he
bouncer
wouldn't.
outside of a club.
That's just the term of this particular maneuver. And so I am going to be attempting the reach around maneuver.
Okay, roll your reach around.
Okay.
Roll for
All
reach
right.
around.
Rolling for reach around. A 4, 2 and a 4.
Okay, so success with a consequence. This is a good time for me to introduce the mechanic of this score. And if you guys look at your pages, if you scroll down, right above your inventory, there's a thing that says clocks. And I have built in each one of your crew sheets, each one of your not crew, but your personal character sheets, 2 clocks. One says positive and one says negative.
I was wondering what that was. It was new.
Yeah, I added it last night when I had to figure out how the fuck to like gamify this. And what I'm going to say is that you were trying to make a good impression so that they basically leave you alone and say, okay, you have membership, you have free reign of the most basic aspects of this facility. And so what I'm going to say, Matt, is you managed to get his list, and you are through all this when other people are talking, you write your names on the list.
That's
You-
that's what I was going to do.
That's what you do.
Nice.
However, you just annoy the shit out of this guy in the process because you have to keep getting his attention. So I'm just going to give you, whoa, okay, well that's, I tried to click one button on negative and it clicked the entire thing. Well, you're out of the
Oh.
score. Sorry, you're
Well-
kicked out.
Oh,
Let's try that
why does
again.
it do that?
I don't know. I clicked the wrong one. There we go. It's a very small clock, so there's lots of segments and my cursor's big. I'm sorry.
Oh,
the fingers you've
I
used
can-
are too fat to dial. Yeah, so I gave you just a little tick on negative there. So what I'm going to say is that when the score is over and we're tallying up whether or not you've been granted access, your negative and your positive ticks are going to come into play.
Okay.
But in doing so, he finally, after, you know, and you do a good job. You like put the names like in the middle somewhere. You find a way to like squeeze them in so it just doesn't look like they're written at the bottom in other handwriting. And he kind of goes, oh yeah, here you are. Sorry, Sticks. You know the deal. All right. So quick thing. You are not members of the Cerulean Club. You are expected to stay with your guide. Please do not leave your guide's side. Please remain in the areas in which we request you of. There are people here who are prominent members of society who you may. This is like when you go to like the nice club at Disneyland where they're like, no pictures, don't do this, don't do that. I mean, we want to treat you with like respect, but like you got to kind of understand that like you're not really supposed to be here. So can you just like be cool? Thanks. I don't want to kick you out. And hopefully you guys make a good impression. And in that case, I won't have to give you the 3rd degree every time you come in. Welcome to the Cerulean Club, gentlemen and ladies. And he moves the little velvet rope aside and he allows you guys inside.